Hi everyone, it's Michelle with Scrap Secrets, and I'm back in my craft room. I got my iPad back today. I dropped it off at the mall, and it took about an hour. They put a brand new screen on it. It looks like a brand new iPad. I'm so excited. And I got a brand new case for it. I don't know if it's actually an OtterBox one. It probably is a knockoff one, but whatever. It's supposed to keep it safe so that if it falls down the steps again, which this one will never, because it's going to be carried in a bag and hopefully it will never ever fall down the steps again. But if it should happen to, it's supposed to keep the screen from cracking because the outside is raised up so much so that this actual screen on the iPad should never actually touch the surface of whatever it falls onto. So keep your fingers crossed that this one will stay uncracked and unshattered. But anyway, I said that I was going to use the Sizzix Ink-Its letterpress plates last night, and I did, and I wanted to give you guys some tips and tricks and also tell you the sandwich. I know that I posted it in a comment on the video before this because I hadn't played with it yet, so I didn't know what the actual sandwich was, but I wanted to show you how to do the actual sandwich, show you the difference between this and an embossing folder, and show you some of the things that you can do with this. So first things first, if you guys haven't seen the video before this Simon Says Stamp haul one, I got two different Ink-Its letterpress plates. This is the Elegant Loops, and this is the Damask one, and here they are. The measurements on this, for the actual part, not because there's a little part at the top. Actually, it gives you the name of it, and it says Sizzix Ink-Its on it. So the actual measurements of the stuff that will letterpress is 5 3/4 by 7 1/4. So if you want to cut your paper down to that size before you do the letterpress, that's the size that you can cut it to. You can cut it to smaller than that and just do little strips. But I like to do that because then I can cut it up and use it on the fronts of cards and use little strips of it, maybe mix and match. It's just nicer to run it through once instead of having to run it through every time you need something. So if you see the thickness on these are pretty thick plates. These are a really thick plastic, and the surface is much more raised than an embossing folder. So let me show you a typical embossing folder. This is a Cuttlebug one, and it's one that's been used a little bit, so it's a little bit warped too, but if you notice, it's really, really thin. I'll show you the difference between the two. That's the thickness difference. So when you make your plate or your sandwich, it's a little bit different. I've seen people do videos on this for the Big Shot, but I've never seen anybody do a video for this for the Cuttlebug. So let me show you what your sandwich is. So the first thing you're going to want to do is take your A plate, which is the thick white one, and that's your base. And that's your base for almost everything except for the really thick dies. So you're going to take this. Then you're going to take your Ink-Its letterpress plate, all inked up, or inked up as much as you'd like, and then you're going to take whatever color cardstock that you want, place it over top of that, and then you're going to put one B plate on top of it. Now normally when you put an embossing folder in there, if you do that, you're going to use an A plate, a B plate, the embossing folder with the paper inside of it, and the B plate on top of it. So really the only difference here is that you're missing the B plate that goes between the A plate and whatever embossing folder or plate you have on top of it. So that's the sandwich for that. And let me show you how it comes out. This is the first one that I did, and I used this Hero Arts Shadow Ink in Mid-Tone Butter Bar. And this is how it comes out. And I don't know if you can really, really see it. That's about as close up as I can get. And that is, I mean, it looks true to letterpress. It's maybe a little bit lighter of an impression than what a letterpress does, but I think it gave really, really good results. This is it was a little bit difficult to do it with this shadow ink because shadow inks are kind of funny. When you first put them on, they are one color, and then sometimes they look a little bit splotchy, but they dry lighter and they also even out over time. So Sometimes it's difficult to do projects with that because you may like it at first and then the color that it dries isn't actually the true color. So for projects like this, sometimes it's a little bit more difficult. So I stayed away from the shadow ink, but I did use a Hero Arts ink to do my letterpress. So this is the Elegant Loops, and I didn't use this one last night. I did use the other one, the Damask one. This pretty pattern. And I inked it up with Hero Arts Neon Blue ink. And I used that same color cardstock that I showed you in the making of the sandwich. I used that cardstock. Cut it down to 5 3/4 by 7 1/4, ran it through the Cuttlebug, and then cut it down to the size that would fit the front of the card. So since I had a huge background, I decided to do a 5 by 7 card. So I had some of this teal cardstock, which kind of goes nicely with this. Now if you look at this blue ink, this is the color blue when you put it on white. And you think, yeah, that's probably not going to look really great. Like a neon ink you wouldn't think would look good with these two colors. But let me show you how cool it actually turned out. It almost has a tone-on-tone effect. It just has like a little, it's a little bit darker than the background color, but it's a little bit lighter than the backing paper, the border that I did. So I really liked these three colors together, and then I chose this ribbon that's 360 degrees Celebrate It ones from Michaels. I believe it's from Michaels. And it's a sheer little ribbon. Wrapped it around and then tied a bow. If you look, you can see that letterpress effect. Look up real close. So I thought that was really, really cool. I kept it really simple. There's nothing inside of it. I feel like it could be a wedding card, an anniversary card. I'm going to post it up on Etsy, but with no specific occasion in mind, and then the person that gets it can either have me make it personalized for one event or another, or they can do it themselves. So that's probably going to go up on my Etsy shop if you want to go over and take a look at it. But that's the sandwich that you need for the Sizzix Ink-It letterpress plates. So the other things you can do with the Cuttlebug folder that's kind of similar to this Ink-Its one is you can ink up one side of the folder or the other, and one will give you a debossed inked image and the other one will give you an embossed inked image. Just play around with it. I haven't done it in a while, so I don't remember which side is which, if you ink up which side. I believe if you ink up the front side, it's the embossed image that you'll get. I'm not positive. Like I said, I haven't done that in a really long time. But there are some similarities between things that you can do with the letterpress plates and the embossing folders. The letterpress ones it's a thicker, harder plastic, and it has much more of a raised image than an embossing folder. So far, I really, really like the effects that this is giving. I'll probably do some projects with the Elegant Loops ones at some point in the rest of the week, and play around with it some more and see if there's anything else that I can do with it. Instead of doing a whole background, I may do strips of it. I may do mix and match with the two letterpress ones that I have. And I may also see if Simon Says Stamp has some more of these, and I think they did. I think they had a couple other options because I'm really liking them. I really like the effect that they have. I think it makes for a very elegant card. So if you're looking for something, if you're making wedding cards or invitations or something like that, these are definitely something you want to look into because letterpress is really, really cool. It's a big deal in wedding invitations. A lot of people have that letterpress look when they do their invites. So this is probably something that you can, if you make wedding invitations or like fancy birthday party invitations or things like that, you might want to look into these. So like I said, I haven't really seen them in any of the stores, but I saw them at Simon Says Stamp, so I picked them up. So I just wanted to say thank you guys for watching. If you guys have comments or questions, please leave them below, and definitely feel free to subscribe to my channel. I want to thank all of my new viewers. Every couple of days I get some more viewers, and I'm really excited. I love when I get that email that says I have more viewers. So thank you guys so much for subscribing to my channel. I hope you like my videos. If there's anything that you want to see, any products that you think I may have, or if you want to see a certain project, definitely let me know, because I'm always looking for ideas for things to do, and I would love if I could kill two birds with one stone, if I could get an idea and you know, show you guys how to do something. I'm no expert, but I love trying to figure things out. So if there's something you want to see, definitely let me know. Leave me a message or private message me. And thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!